Hello everyone, this is Piyush. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the series Explained, where complicated US taxes get simpler one step at a time. In the previous video, I explained how different investment incomes such as capital gains, interest or dividend incomes are taxed for F-1 students. In this video, we will go one step deeper and see what tax form is exactly filled out to report these types of incomes. So the tax form that you must attach for passive income such as interest, dividend or capital gains is Schedule NEC, where NEC stands for not effectively connected income. If you have watched the previous part of this series, you know what is a ECI income, that is effectively connected income, and what is a NEC income, that is not effectively connected income. In very simple terms, just to sum it up again, NEC income is income that is not effectively connected to a US business, and it is usually passive incomes, whether it's interest income, dividend income, capital gain or any other royalties. When it comes to the tax implications of these types of incomes, the default tax rate is a flat rate of 30%. If you are a resident of some countries that have tax treaty with the United States, then you might get a lower rate or an exemption on this income. So please make sure you double check on the exemptions that you are eligible for. Before we start filling out the Schedule NEC, it's important to have the income forms ready. If you remember, the form W2 is specifically for employment income, and for other types of income you get separate income forms, whether it's 1042S, 1099INT, 1099B, etc. These forms are important because they typically show the total income you earned, the tax that was withheld, and so on. Now that you understand what tax forms is to be filled for these types of income and what income forms you get, I will start sharing my screen and let's start filling the form. You can start by downloading the Schedule NEC. This is how the Schedule NEC looks like. Make sure you are downloading the latest version of the form. Start by entering your name. Make sure it's the same as you entered in the form 1040NR. Enter your social security number here. Line 1 asks for dividends. So if you earned any dividend income in the tax year 2025, make sure to put it in the appropriate column, whether it's 10, 15, 30%. If your country has some tax treaty which has other values than what is specified here, make sure you enter that. So I'm an Indian student and we are taxed at 25%, so I'll enter 25 here. If your country doesn't have any tax treaty, you will have to enter 30% or any other values based on your situation. So I earned $50 in dividends, so I enter 50 in this column. Make sure you go through all the lines. Second line is interest. So if you want any interest income that is taxable for federal taxes, make sure you enter it in the appropriate column. If your country doesn't have any tax treaty, it will be taxed at 30%. But as a student from India, we have a treaty which says it's taxed at 15%. So I'll enter the interest that I earned right here. Make sure to go through all the lines to see if you earned any types of income, whether it's royalties, pension, social security benefits, and so on. Line 9 says capital gain from line 18 below. So if you had any capital gains, you have to fill out this box right here which says capital gains and losses. I didn't have any capital gains income, so I'm not entirely sure how the form 1099B looks like and what is the data that they provide, but you can go through these lines and try to enter it in the best way possible, whether it's date acquired, date sold, loss or any gain that you had on the stock market. Line 17 is just the addition of columns F and G. So for the loss, you add all the losses to show how much loss you had, and for the gains, you add all the gains to show the total gain for the year. Line 18 is capital gain, so you just combine columns F and G on line 17, which is these two values, and enter the net gain here and on line 9 above. So if you have a loss, you don't have to enter anything because that's not taxable, so you enter 0. But if you had any profits, which is a positive value, you enter the value right here and you enter the same on line 9, which says capital gain. Again, you enter it based on your tax rate, whether it's 10, 15, 30 or any other tax rate. If you don't have any other passive income, then you move to the line 13, which says addition of lines 1A through 12. So just adding all the columns A, B, C, D. So it's not necessary you have values in all of them. Wherever you have values, make sure you add it correctly based on the columns and enter it right here. Line 14 is simply multiplying line 13 by the appropriate tax rate. So for example, for column B, I have a total income of $50 and it's taxed at 15%. So I'll just multiply 50 by 15%. Similarly, in column D, I have a total income of $50, which is taxed at 25%. So I'll just multiply 50 by 25%. Line 15 is just the addition of all the values in line 14. So I'll add 7.5 plus 12.5 in my case and enter the value right here. This is the total NEC income that you have for the tax year 2025. And this value that you get here is entered on form 1014R line 23A. So this is how you fill the Schedule NEC. As you saw, it's a very simple form, a one-page form, but it's important to attach this form to the form 1040NR, that is the main tax filing form for non-resident aliens. Let's look at a few common mistakes that international students make when it comes to Schedule NEC. First is reporting bank income that is usually tax exempt. Second is using the wrong tax treaty rate. Third is not reporting the type of income in the form 1040NR. And fourth is mixing ECI income with NEC income. So it's really important that you know the difference between the types of income and the tax implications. If you want to clear your concepts about the tax implications and the different types of income, please make sure to check the previous part where I have explained in detail on what are the different types of incomes and how it is usually taxed. Please share this video with as many international students as possible, because I have seen many people not reporting this type of income, which is incorrect and which might result in future consequences or penalties. Like and subscribe my channel if you find my content useful. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. I would be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Also feel free to reach out to me personally on my email, because sometimes it gets usually busy and I might not be able to respond on comments. So please feel free to send me an email, send me your situation, and I'll try my best to answer any questions that you might have. Stay tuned for the next part where we will discuss what tax form should be filled if you had an health savings account with your employer. Thank you again for watching this video. Until next time.